Samma Sambuddha Desana Samma Sambuddha Lokasmin Samma Sambuddha Te Namo Vijja Charana Sampanno Passa Vijja Akasita Atita Nagatuppanno Vijja Charanate Namo Sugato Sugatattanang Sugato Sundaram Picha Imbanam Sugating Yanti Sugato Namate Namo Lokaviduti Namena Atita Nagate Vidu Sankara Sattamokase Lokavidu Namate Namo Anuttaro Jnana Silena Yolokassa Anuttaro Anuttaro Puja Lokasmin Tang Namasami Anuttaro Sarati Sarati Deva Yolokassa Susarati Sarati Puja Lokasmin Tang Namasami Sarati Devayakka Manusanam Loke Agga Palam Dadam Adantam Damayantanam Purisa Janyate Namo Bhagava Bhagava Yunto Bhagam Kilesavahato Bhagam Sansara සැනසුමිරන් දොරටු ඇරිලා ලෝ සතුන් සිත් සිසිල් වේවා සියලු දුක් දුම්නස් නිවිලා දහම් සුවඳින් හද නිවේවා ගැටලු ඉඳ හිට නැගෙන තරමට විසඳුමත් සමග ඒවා සමාදානය සිසිලතිවී ලෝක සාමය උදාවේවා තුනුරුවන් සතු ගුණ බලෙන් ලොව හැම දෙනාටම සැප ලැබේවා වැරදි අදහස් නපුරු සිතිවිලි මෙත් සිසිල් බලයෙන් මැකේවා ලොවට වැඩ ඇති උතුම් ජීවිත බුදු බලෙන් බොහෝ කල් දිනේවා ලෝපුරා බුදු සසුන බැබලී ලෝක සාමය උදාවේවා නමෝ තස් භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස් භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස් භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස පෙරවන් සරණයි. So welcome you all for the youth Dhamma group held by Paramita Buddhist Vihara in Europe. First, I would like to pay my humble respect to the chief monk, Venerable Devarakita Thero, and to Venerable Punyaratana Thero, also to all the other resident monks. With their permission, may I speak few words on behalf of the Sangha. So, today I thought we will watch a video that we missed watching last week. I had something prepared for last week, but because we had the other discussions, we couldn't. So maybe we start with that one, and then we can meditate and have the session. Ekmini Puta, was it the Sadhguru's interview that I sent you last time? I was trying to think, what was that?
It was Sadhguru reveals how to live a happy life.
That was the interview, right?
I think so, with Lewis House.
Yeah, okay. Okay. So shall we watch that first?
Okay.
Okay, thank you. Is there anything you want to ask? Anything you want to ask, please?
I have a question.
Yes.
Did the Buddha preach something similar to the 16 dimensions of the mind, as like the yogic 16 dimensions that Sadhguru mentioned? Do we have a similar thing?
If you go to Abhidhamma, you can see not 16, but you see there's no static thing. So when Buddha was explaining, he would explain how the really mind works and the energies and how it all connected together. So there is many kind of, how to say, it's like more the theory part is there.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know about this 16. It's coming from the Veda Sutras, Vedic knowledge. Buddha didn't say about a 16, but you can find in Abhidhamma.
Okay.
Any other thing you want to ask?
Sorry, I just have one question.
So what is the 16 things? So Sadhguru talks about some 16 things, is it?
No, he mentioned that there are 16 dimensions.
Okay.
But I think they categorize, I was just Googling in between it, but I think it's classified into 4 different parts. Buddhi, Chitta, Manas, and Ahankara.
Yeah. So it's mainly when Buddha was talking about the mind, he was using the words Vijnana, Mano, Chitta. Vijnana is the ability that we recognize what we see, what we hear, through the 6 senses. We recognize, and then after we recognize, Mano is the one that Mano means the thinking process. We identify, and then after the identification process, Chitta is the emotional part. After you have identified according to the thoughts that you create, then the limbic system gets activated, the emotions comes. That's the Chitta part. So Buddha had pointed Vijnana, Mano, Chitta. And in Abhidhamma, they talk many other things, how this mind works and blah, blah, blah. So if you like, you can go into that to see the mechanisms. But what's needed to be done is you need to be able to see your own mind. You need to be able to recognize what's going on in the mind, and then we can see our own mind, and then we can understand this in us, whether you have studied the Abhidhamma or not. If you learn the art to see your mind, you'll be able to see how your mind functions.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think Rhea had a question as well.
Yes, please.
Yes,
Go ahead.
so during the video, the host was saying, mentioned something about the experience, how we learn through our experiences, but then Sadhguru said it was a perception. I'm not sure if I got that correctly, but is it our perception that actually directs our experience? Is that why he said that? Also not sure if I fully understood that and could have misinterpreted it.
How our experience come to be, how Lord Buddha had taught is by these parts or these energies coming together. We call them Rupa, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana. Rupa is the mental image. For the mental image to form, Vedana, Sanya has to be there. Vedana is how we feel. Sanya is the perception, like to the eye, the color, to the ear, the sound, to the tongue, the taste, to the nose, the smells, to the body, the touch, to the mind, it's a thought. So, based on this perception and how we feel, then the sankhara, we form the sankhara. Sankhara is we construct an idea, we recognize, we start to kind of construct upon these two bricks, we start to construct a story. Recognizing that is called the vijnana. Vijnana means becoming conscious of that, if we put it in that way. So, Vedana, Sanya, Sankara, Vijnana, what you recognize is the Rupa. Rupa is the mental image. So from this activity, what results is the mental images, and what recognizes that, or who recognizes that, is a vijnana. Vijnana is the energy that recognizes it. It's we coming into conscious, like we become conscious of that. So I'm not too sure. So in which sense he said the perception, it can be because it is based on the perception. Perception is one part in that chain reaction. So it is what we perceive, what we really become conscious of. So altogether, this is we call the experience. Yeah?
Yeah, that was good. Thank you. I just have a follow-up question with that, if that's okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yep. So, like you said about vijnana, which is bringing your thoughts to your consciousness. So very often, like some thoughts that you get in your head, it just sort of comes at you, and then sometimes it starts becoming a belief system. So this might not have been affected by the people around you, since you can't be controlled by others. But how do you stop yourself from going over those thoughts and getting over that negative thoughts and just acknowledge it?
Okay. Did you hear the Sadhguru said all pedals are trodden?
Yeah, I heard that.
So he said, if you're say to not to think about the monkeys, the only thing that will be in the mind is about the monkeys.
Exactly.
So if you want to get rid of these thoughts, the only thing that you will have is these thoughts.
Yeah.
So you need to know the mechanism of this mind. So what you have to do is, you need to be conscious of this process. That's all you have to do. And what we do, we become very skillful, and knowing this mechanism, we start to think something what we want to think. So we take the mind away from where it's getting stuck. More we think, oh, I don't want to think of this, I don't want that, you're there. The minute you say, I don't want this, you're there.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
So we don't do that. It's a mistake. So what we do, we ignore that, but we are aware, we are conscious of it. But what we do, we have something we try to tread inside. That is, we try to develop a wholesome, good, wholesome thought all the time. In the mind, there's only one thing can happen at one time, one moment, only one thought will come. In that moment, it's only one thing. So if we choose, if we take that space, if we choose to think something, then it's that. So this is why I told you all from the beginning, just to have a habit to keep on thinking at least this simple, innocent, good thought, just bless the world, just to think, may all beings be well and happy. Do you remember?
Yep.
We just think a good thought, may all beings be well and happy, and we try to make it a genuine wish. We try to think this is what everyone wants, so may they have it. No one likes to suffer, so may no one suffer. May all beings be well, comfortable, peaceful, and happy. So we are developing this love and the kindness without attachment. It's called the unconditional loving kindness. So like that, we choose a good thought and we continue to think that thought. So our minds will get stuck into that. So it will stay in there. At the beginning, it may not be happy because it's so used to go and visit the old friends. Never mind, when you get bombarded with those old thoughts, you become conscious of that. That's all. Then you don't think of getting rid of them, or it's a nuisance, why it's happening. You don't think. If you think, you're putting more fuel, more energy to, you're feeding more energy, it will only become a headache. So all we do is take the mind away from that into something else. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Buddha had taught, like there are many techniques and many methods. So if you know the mechanism, you can apply it. There is so many ways to overcome this, depending on even the thought, quality of the thought. Buddha gave a lot of different answers. So one sutta called the Vitakka Santana Sutta. It's in Majjhima Nikaya, I think number 19 or 20. I can't remember exactly. In that, Buddha teaches there is 5 methods as how we can practice to overcome this kind of destructive thoughts. The first technique, first thing we can do is to straight away to think the opposite of that thought. I think I may have discussed this before earlier, so it will be a good reminder for you all. So say for instance, this comes to your mind, oh, so and so treated me so badly, why they did this, it's not worth, blah 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 blah. So your mind keep on snarling and growling and barking and so what you do, you straight away you think of someone who has treated you nicely.
Mm-hmm.
Not worry about that, but we think of someone who had treated us really nicely and recognize us for who we are and who have appreciated what we do. And we practice that. If you can't find or you can't take your mind away in that way, another angle to look at it is, but you shouldn't go here, you shouldn't practice this unless you have practiced a method that really had developed a lot of loving kindness in your heart, where it comes naturally, where you can understand the other people's position, the point of view, and you can accommodate, and your heart is soft. Until you come to such a state, you shouldn't practice this method that I'm just going to say. The other method you can do, practice, is that you can think of a good time you had with the same person. The same person, when they treated you nicely, bring that. When they rewarded you, or they did something nice, they appreciated what you did, and any help that they gave you, you can bring that up. But the only danger is, if your mind is not developed, if you are depressed, if you have all these negative thoughts going on all the time, if you're seeing negative things, unwholesome things about anyone and everyone who is around you, you shouldn't practice this method, because the minute you even start to think about the good things they done, after few seconds, without even your knowledge, it will go back to its own position to think about the rubbish. Yeah.
Yeah.
But if we can practice this properly, this will change our view about the same person. It will really help the mind to understand that this person does not only have this bad bad behavior, but they also have the good. So the mind will accept that, and mind will start to become soft. But you need to be aware that your mind will try to go back to the negative part quickly, and you might get into the same place you were before, without even you knowing. Unconsciously you will go blah 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 blah, they did this, they did that, blah blah blah, right? So be aware of that if you're going to practice in that way. But it's a good way to convince the mind the good things about that person. And if the mind accepts, if you do this properly, the mind will really delete the negative image that you have about that person. And you can solve this problem easily, because you have reminded yourself that they had, which you have forgotten. So the problem will end there. But you need to be very conscious about this when you're practicing, not to get caught up, and not to get, go back to that negative state and dwell time in that. Okay. So if you think you're too weak to do that, until your mind becomes strong, you can straight away think of someone else. So the first method is to think the opposite of it. Think something else. Take your mind away from that. It's like, if you're watching the TV, if you don't like what's on that channel, say an ad comes up and you don't like it, what do? You flip the channel, you take the remote and you change the channel, and you start to watch something else, and you forget about the other one. You stop boiling now, and you're in another world now. It's like that. So this is about flipping the channel in the mind. So you consciously flip the channel. Stop watching that old rubbish and watch something good and wholesome. Yeah?
Okay, thank you so much.
So that's the first technique. And then, if this technique doesn't work, if that thought comes again, then the second thing you can do is to teach the consequences of you holding on to that old rubbish. Know that it's a negative thought, know that it's an unwholesome thought, and reflect the consequences of you holding on to this rubbish. You know, if we hold on to this unwholesome, negative rubbish, it will end up making us emotional. and end up bringing anxiety attacks and end up making us to be depressed and to be a mentally ill person, and can even end up suiciding. So we only have the hell to go then. Literally, we will live like hell in here, burning in anger and sadness and in fury. And even after we die, we will only be in hell. So you need to think the consequences of holding into this rubbish. Like if you're holding on to rubbish, you know, it's only the bacteria, the virus that grows. You only have the COVID. You only, you know, get the signs of the COVID. It doesn't help you. It only destroys you. No? In junk, in rubbish, what you have, the bacteria and virus and fungus and all the things that we don't want to. They will make us sick. It's exactly like that. If you hold on to rubbish in your mind, it will make you sick. We call it mentally sick, mentally ill. So you don't want to go there. So remind yourself, if I hold on to this rubbish, nasty things, negative things, I'll be the one to become ill from this, the producing proliferating bacteria and virus. It's like a cancer, mind cancer. So why should I allow this mind cancer to spread? I have to do the chemotherapy. There is no oncologist who can give a chemotherapy to your mind. You have to do it. So kill that cancer. Don't let it just spread and kill you. So second one is, look at it from whichever the angle you want to look, think the consequences, and the mind itself then will let go. Third one, after you have done the first exercise, then if this thought comes again, you do the second one, implement the second method. Even after that, if the thought comes, the third method is to ignore it. Buddha says just to ignore it. Like now you have tried to convince the mind face to face, you have handled the bull by the horns. If it's not getting tamed, when it's coming face to face, you recognize it, you go the other way. You know, in the society, there is a saying in Sinhalese like, langing giyot ahak naha. Like there are some people, they are like kahambiliya gavuna wage. They are like, you know, they only need to come near you. They will just spread some disease. Just give a, you know, nice fire, wildfire, spread a fire. So the everyone is on fire, talking about this and that and the other, and it's that type of people. That's what they do. They don't have anything else to do. They go and pick the rubbish, and they go and, you know, tell stories and all these things. So when you recognize this, when you see these people, when you know them, what you do next time when you see, you don't really go face to face. You all just ignore it, like as if you didn't see them. You may have seen your parents say, oh, you know who is coming to the face, let's go this way. So you don't even go that way where you will meet them. So it's like that. When you become conscious of this negative, nasty thought, now what you do is avoid, ignore. Okay? And even after you have done that, if this thought comes, the fourth method is to recognize of the mental state. Because now this thought is gone into a state like the grudge. If you have practiced these three methods, and if it still comes, that means this is a good old grudge. It's not easy to remove from just normal soap. You need to bring what do we have, the strongest bleach. So because it's been there too long, when you think, the emotion will be there, because it's not something new. When you think, straight away you'll be sweating, your hair will be standing on end, you'll be angry, you're getting anxiety attacks. So you have been entertaining this thought for a long time. So when this thought comes, pay attention to your mood. Look inside and see how is your mood now. So recognize the mood. You will see your mood is disturbed now. We say mood swings. So you will have some type of a mood now. You're not peaceful anymore. So recognize that mood and calm down. Consciously calm down. Now you know the methods to calm down. You know, deep breathing will calm you down, sitting down, lying down, drinking some warm water, listening to some music, meditation, this yoga. You do something like that. Immediately do something to calm you down. Especially, you can use the breath and just you know the methods to calm down. You know straight away if you take a good thought, and especially like blessing the world, like you think, oh, may all beings be well and happy, straight away it will calm you down. So implement a method to calm you down. That's the fourth method. Now, if the thought comes even for the fifth time, what do you do? Buddha says, pay attention to your body. Look what's happening in your body. You will see the body is getting tight here, tight there, it's tension, and you feel the pain. And especially, Buddha says, pay attention to this jaw area. You know, this is the more closest area to the brain, the jaws, the neck, the shoulders. You will see how tense they are. So Buddha advises to relax. You know that the connection between the negative thoughts and getting tensed and the pure thoughts and being relaxed. Yeah, it's a wholesome thoughts that relaxes us. So we need to develop good thoughts that will relax us. So let go of this bad thought that it's tensing you. So it's just notice that, be aware of what's going on when you're thinking of this thought. Without even you knowing, it has tensed you. So this is to really enlighten you about what's going on within you. So look into the body, look into the jaws, look into the neck, the shoulders, and consciously relax. Release these muscles and relax. You know how to do that. So do that, and then come back and you go on and do your own thing. Like if you were developing a good thought, go back to that and continue that. So like that. Okay?
Yes, perfect. Thank you.
One particular sutta, that's one way as how to handle. There are many other ways, but you can practice this. If you practice this properly, it'll work. In another sutta, Buddha says, if you're thinking of a ill thought, like if someone has done something bad to you and you cannot get rid of it, you're getting ill thoughts about them, you're cursing them, Buddha says to think, this is more or less in line with thinking, applying the loving kindness. Like Buddha says to think, oh, poor thing, may I forgive. And if that thought comes again, you can think, oh, they have to face those consequences, whatever they are doing. When it comes to them, it will be very bitter. Oh, poor thing. May they get enlightened to what they are doing. I have done something bad in the past, so this is why this is coming to me. Now to pay it off, they're actually putting their hands into this. Now it's going to be their turn next. They will suffer. So have love and kindness towards the suffering that they are going through and the suffering to come to be, and have compassion towards them about what they're going through now and what's going to happen to them in the future. And also you can think in terms of, oh, whatever the karma they are doing now, it will ripen and they will have to bear the fruits. So you can think like that. They are the heir to their karma. So one day they will have to yield the fruits. Oh, may they learn more, may they get enlightened, may they be well and happy. So like that you can think. It's thinking in more in line with the loving kindness. So there are many methods like that. You know, what Jesus did. When Jesus was hung on the cross, do you know how he made up his mind on the spot? He said, "Oh my God, please forgive these people for what they did not knowingly." So he made up his mind. He didn't curse, he didn't shout, he didn't scream, he didn't tell his followers to go and kill the executors or go and have riots to this the king who gave punishment. No, he said, "Oh God, God forgive them for what they did not knowingly." This is why millions and millions of people bow down to Jesus today, not because he went on the cross, because he showed something extraordinary. Not a normal person under that circumstances, in that pain, cannot do that, cannot say that, can't forgive the person who destroyed him, who killed him. But he managed to, on the spot in that pain, he said, "Oh God, please forgive them for what they did not knowingly." You see? So Jesus was a very good person, and he showed people as how to develop loving kindness. So the one way is to forgive and forget and move forward. Okay, so it all depends on the thought you have, what you get. So it's about you teaching your own mind why it's wrong to think this thought and why we should move on, like that. So it's about teaching and enlightening your mind. And when the mind understands, it'll automatically adjust. It won't hold on to the rubbish. So your duty is to show it for what it is. The mind itself will adjust. It'll let go of that bad negative thought. Okay?
Yes, thank you.
Okay. Any other thoughts or any other questions? What's the time now? What's the time, Putta? Oh,
3:52.
right. See how Sadhguru also encouraged to develop boost the immune system, because that's the only rational, logical thing we can do. You see? So maybe we should boost our immune system. Have you all been practicing the Wim Hof breathing method? Next time, maybe we can watch few videos of Brother Wim Hof. You know, he's also an incredible man, very good person. His body is under control. His mind is controlling his body. And I guess he also has a very pure mind. So maybe we can watch a video next time. So for now, shall we do the guided meditation and meditate a bit? Or do you have any question to ask? No, right? Okay, so let's put the guided meditation and let's meditate. So sit back, keep your back straight, relax. Just continue to relax. Now you can be aware of your own mind. Just let it be. But be aware, be conscious of what's happening, what's going on. And you can practice what we were just talking before. If any thought comes and troubles you, you can apply 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, all the methods and see what happens. First, you need to apply the first method. Then, if it comes again, the second. Then, if it comes again, third, like that. Try. So, take time to relax and watch your own mind. See what it's doing if you just let it be. Now see, instead of just leaving the mind blank, not giving any job, see if you could consciously think a good thought. So let's think, may all beings be free from all kinds of suffering. May all beings be well, comfortable, peaceful, and happy. May all beings be well and happy. So let's continue to generate that thought. And while you're generating that thought, be less frequent. You get distracted. But if you get distracted, notice it and then apply that method, 5 methods, the techniques. And you continue to practice. Wish Make that genuine wish, the concern for others' well-being. May all beings be well and happy. That's your job, that's what you're doing. Wishing well for the others. Get distracted, apply those methods that we discussed before. Okay, bring your awareness back to the body. Focus on your toes. From the toes to the top of the head, just scan the body. Relax. Let's take a slow but a deep breath. Hold on to your breath. Let's slowly breathe out. Again, let's take a slow but a deep breath. Hold on to your breath. Now check your mood. How do you feel now after few hours of listening to these wholesome thoughts and then doing this meditation? How do you feel? Recognize the mood and then slowly breathe out. Pause your breath. Let's take another slow but a deep breath for the last time. Hold on to your breath. Recognize the mood. See the results of your hard work. What happens when you purify your mind? Hope you all feel peaceful and calm. Okay, let's slowly breathe out. Let the breath settle into its natural rhythm. Okay, to bring the meditation to an end, you can slowly open your eyes. Hope you have been helping your parents during last week and you have another week of holiday. So hopefully you will continue and you will do more work at home. Remember, charity begins at home. We are learning to be good. When we become good, we will do good. So hope your parents are happy now and they are also relaxed. You're sharing their burden. You're not just allowing them to work, but you are also sharing the workload. And this is showing the genuine love and the kindness in action. When you see they suffer, when you see they're working non-stop, helping them is showing your love and the kindness. So what we practice, it needs to come into action. So that's one of the ways to put it to action. To begin, we start it at home. Okay. So you all hope you all have been good, and I hope you have been keeping the precepts, and hope you're waking up early and have a timetable and keep things into a routine and do all the good things throughout the day, helping parents and all the other good things, and enjoying the life, not doing any bad karma, but whatever do, make sure we do a meritorious thing. So that will help us to live a relaxed, peaceful, and a happy life. The whole aim of we learning this Dhamma is to learn as how to live peaceful and a happy life. That's where it will take us. Okay. See, Sadhguru charges for the inner engineering, but we don't. Okay. Buddha taught it for free. So you're getting this knowledge for free. Okay. So let's bring this session to an end. So I wish you all a good holiday and a good weekend. Uh, firstly, I would like to pay my humble respect to the Bantes, and also would like to share these merits with everyone who's helping to run this program, Ekminiputta and everyone else. And also would like to share the merits with all of you who have joined today. And may all of you and your parents, your teachers, your siblings, your relatives, uh, may all of you be well, comfortable, peaceful, and happy. One fine day, may you all find freedom from all kinds of suffering and experience the bliss of Nibbana. May you all be well and happy. Sukhi hotu. Sukhi hotu. So take care.
Thank you, Mahimasa.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Mahimasa, I've got a quick question before you go.
Yes.
Will we be organizing a SIL program for this month? Would you like to organize, would you like me to organize one?
Yeah, why not? If you like it, I'm glad you have got the taste for it.
Is there a date that works for you in the next 2 weeks?
I think my Saturdays are almost okay. I haven't got anything in my agenda.
Okay.
So put it towards the end, maybe.
So 25th of July.
Yeah, that's actually my dad and my teacher Bante Punaji